And welcome to this Jane's weather update. It is Friday the 6th of December. Most of the action today is over South Australia and all of that is heading eastwards. So let's take a look at recent rainfall. It has definitely been the north and east of the country that has seen the biggest falls. We're really missing the rain in the west and through western parts of South Australia so far. All right, where are we heading from here? Let's move into this one. High pressure is out to our east. Now, while that is sitting there, it picks up moisture from the Pacific Ocean. It pushes it right into Queensland, and then you can look at this like a road. So it travels down through New South Wales, into Victoria, into Tasmania, and just around the corner into South Australia. There's also a lot of moisture that is to the north of us, and that is also being picked up and funneled down into there. Over on the other side, high pressure is out through here, so it's moving around here. It's missing that moisture, and without having that moisture to run into low pressure, you can't get the heavy wet weather. So at the moment, the eastern states have the troughs, and that's the trigger to turn it into rain, and they've got that big moisture source. It's a fairly stagnant, lingering pattern, so that's why we're seeing it day after day after day. All right, let's take a look at a bit of a different view of our map. So here is a sneak peek of what's coming. I was looking at the rainfall maps and I essentially said to my tech, this looks a bit like a surrealist painting. Let's see if we can tone it down a little bit, making it easier for you to see what is going on. So new color scheme, still being worked on, but here's just a bit of a taste of what to expect. So we're looking at daily rainfall. We're looking at the 24 hours, and this is Friday here. So have a look down the bottom to see what day it is. This is Friday. So I've got all of our wet weather over South Australia here being fed from the north, all that humid air coming in from the northeast, moving into Victoria, moving into New South Wales. Showers and storms out ahead of that too. Action up the top as usual. Let's move into Saturday. That moves through the southeast and contracts eastwards as it goes. Still got this big feed coming here into New South Wales, and then into Sunday. There it pushes itself up into Queensland, northeast New South Wales, while all of this here is rather quiet. What we're going to see in the southeast is an actual cold front come through, and that is going to change the pattern a lot for next week. We still have all of this activity here, and now instead it's going down into the southwest because we're going to have a high pressure system instead sit over the bight, which puts the southeast on its cool side. It means it's not humid there anymore, and there's no heavy wet weather. There may be some lighter showers from time to time, or it is looking fairly dry. So a big change in store for the southeast from Sunday onwards. Instead, it is pushed up, and it is pushed instead over into the west of the country. We have a lot of moisture that's in through here. Let me just go straight to this one now. So having a look at the sea surface temperature anomaly, which is how much warmer or cooler the top of the oceans are, having a look at Australia, we are in the red zone. So the northwestern part of the country, that is just it's a tap. It is a source of moisture. It is there. It is a fixture. It is nearly permanent now, at least for this couple of months that we're in. And that, essentially, if the wind picks it up and blows it in, then we get enhanced moisture activity from that. We've also got an incredibly warm Tasman Sea. We've also got all of this warm water off Queensland and the north as well, offset by these cooling blues that are out here. So all of this is working to push moisture into Australia. We don't have it over in the southwest, but that can come down here if the wind pushes it in the right direction. In order to make it rain, you've got to have two things work together. You've got to have moisture and you have to have instability. This is the moisture part of the equation. Massive tick, huge amounts of moisture to play with. The instability bit is the question mark. And when we have this one in through here, high pressure out to our east, and the troughs running in through here, that's when the north and east gets hit by this rain. But when you get high pressure settle in over the bight, the southeast will miss out and turn quite dry, and that means that the southwest can see it instead, as well as northern parts of New South Wales and Queensland as well. And that's the pattern that we're going to go into for early next week. All right, so let's go day by day. Here we are on Sunday. We've got all of that now going down into the west and a break for the southeast. Heading into Monday, this starts to come across. We've still got this activity in through here. Heading into Tuesday, all of the heavier falls remain up in through here because high pressure stops the heavier falls coming into the southeast. So this here is just light. It's less than 5 millimeters as it comes through. The serious wet weather is further north, so there's only just a little bit as it comes in. Heading into Wednesday, you've got the remains of that and heavy falls as we're moving through southeast Queensland, northeast New South Wales, and then not much in through here, not much in through here, and all of that is pushed quite northwards and over into the west. So a bit of a change on the horizon, and the horizon isn't far away. It's Sunday, just 2 days. Okay, so let's have a look at what that means in terms of the overall pattern for the week. Now, this is week 1, so starting on Monday, the 9th of December, we do have a drying trend across the southeast, exactly what I said there, with the high moving from not being here anymore, but back over here in the bight. So that changes things up. Still getting all of that wet weather here and coming down to the southwest, but maybe not that southwest corner, but the southeast, more of a drying trend in comparison to what we've had lately. In terms of temperature, all of that activity over the north encourages cooler than average temperatures through there. There's heat here in the south and right across here, but I wouldn't expect it so much in the southeast. I think they're overdoing the reds on this particular one in here. I would suggest that is, particularly if you're near the coast or in Tasmania, generally just that cooler than average point. All right, let's move and have a look at week 2. So here we are. Right, this is coming down into the west, maybe missing the southwest again, not really making it into the interior, and a drying trend through southeast Queensland and northeast New South Wales, in fact, through most of those eastern states. So we know that we have those sources of moisture all around here, but the weather pattern is going to push it over into the west rather than in the east, is what this model is projecting for week 2, which is that week before Christmas. Having a look at what that does to the temperature, and we'll pop through that one there, you end up with the cooler weather coming down into the west because that's where all the rainfall is, and if we're high and dry over here, then yes, temperatures do rise in the week before Christmas. Now, I normally only do week 1 and week 2, but I'm saying the week before Christmas, so let's have a look at week 3. Now, I do want to put a disclaimer on this. Have a look at all of the colours that are there. Look how bright it is. Look, as we go into week 3, it diminishes. So this gets less and less pronounced as we move forward in time, which is why we like to keep it to week 1 and 2. So this is week 3, which is Christmas, suggesting maybe a drying trend here in these eastern states, more of that moving into the west, perhaps coming down in through here as well. So this is just a little bit of a teasy preview. I wouldn't expect it to be exactly like this, but just a little bit of a heads up on what it could be. So week of Christmas there. Let's have a look at the temperature as well for the week of Christmas. And that means we're looking at warmer conditions in through here because the action is over in the west. We'll see how we get as we get closer to that. All right, we had a look at our sea surface temperature. We know that we've got heaps of moisture available all in through here. And we also have a look at this one, Madden-Julian oscillation. That is the pulse of energy that travels around the tropics. When it's in the green zone here, which is near Australia, that enhances that relationship. And this is exactly where it is. It's where we've been and where we're likely to remain for the rest of the month, even into early next year. Let's use that terminology. So we are expecting that all of that moisture that is available in through here is going to continue being pushed into Australia. The question mark is, where are the weather systems going to push it? Because that's the area that's going to see the heavier than usual rain. All right, let's move into the 3-month outlook. So this is our first January to March from the Bureau, issued yesterday. There are greens across the country, as you would expect with this sort of moisture that's available across the north and down in through the east. But again, that pushes the moisture in, but the weather patterns tell us where it's actually going to end up raining. And this one here tells me that not likely to see a lot of cold fronts because that is drier than average. But the rest of it is neutral to above. All right, let's zip around the country. We'll start with Brisbane. Here we have temperatures 30, 31, 34. 31, 32, 29. So the warmest day in the outlook is on Sunday today. No wet weather, just a little bit of cloud in the sky. Heading into Saturday, there may be the odd light shower around during the morning. That's not going to add up to very much. And then back to sunshine in the afternoon and nice. As you go into Sunday, that's when temperatures rise, and then there is the risk of late showers and thunderstorms. Have a look here, 20, 40%. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different models. So they all like something in through there. So 0.3 to 4 millimetres, the average being 1. You'll notice we now have the range included on this left-hand side here so that you are fully informed as to what all of the guidance is suggesting. And that'll be changed in the emails too shortly. So that is later in the day, but the individual models are not set on when that is likely to arrive. Heading into Monday, that's when a lot more wet weather's going through. Temperatures around the 30 mark. You've got 60 and 80% all in through here, so likely to see a fair bit of activity. Then going into Tuesday and looking fairly dry once again. Heading into Sydney for today, there is just one model that likes any wet weather later. So there is the slight risk of a late shower or thunderstorm in through there. Heading into Saturday, more of that overnight, one other model coming in, then a third model, and then maybe a fourth. So we are hotter tomorrow, and we're also looking at the potential for showers and thunderstorms, but nothing there is looking overly widespread or high confidence that's going to happen, because they're all saying very different things. Moving into Sunday, temperatures cool off as the change comes in. Look at those winds flick out to be a southeasterly, and then wet weather sets in for the afternoon and the evening, 60, 80%. So we are right up there. All of the models are saying the same thing. High confidence that we're going to see wet weather as that comes through. Moving into Monday, that continues into the morning, may back off during the afternoon, but we're certainly on the cool side. And into Tuesday, there is a little bit lingering there. Certainly not warm as we're moving through. Heading into Melbourne, temperatures are spiking this morning, heading into the low 30s, but there is a weak cool change coming through during the afternoon. Now, none of the storm activity is likely to arrive before sort of 6, 7 p.m. So now it is definitely an evening thing if you're in Melbourne, the risk of showers and thunderstorms, but it's up on 60, 80%, so most of the models do like this activity. Moving through into the early hours of Saturday, that does continue. There is a break during the morning. It's just one model that likes that, and then it ramps up again during the afternoon. But then by later on Saturday, this here, look at this, humid, 19. Let's go back, and then we've got 20 again. No, not anymore in there. Anyway, it is humid, it is sticky, it is muggy, showers and storms in the area, and then it cools off on Saturday night, and by Sunday morning down to 13, dew point sitting back down on 7, so regular Melbourne programming, we're returning to that by Sunday morning. Then have a look at these temperatures, 20, 22, 21, 20, 19, 20 is a big now stretch. High pressure sitting over the Bight, that puts Melbourne on its cool side. There is going to be some wet weather from time to time. So there's Monday, not very much. Tuesday, might get some activity, mainly in the morning here. That's when most of them like it. Into Wednesday, mainly in the morning. Thursday, might be something left over. So it's generally dry. There's the odd light shower coming through. Sometimes there might be lots of those light showers, but they won't add up to very much. It's no longer humid and it's no longer warm. So that big change arrives by early on Sunday. Heading into Adelaide today, we've got shower and storm activity, 60, 80%. And looking at the radar, yes, that is certainly happening, although very much to the east just now. So I've got another screen over here. And we've got showers and storms. That's expected to continue until mid-afternoon and then taper off. We are quite humid, but that is going to change as we move into tomorrow. Maybe not yet until that actual change comes through. Later on, there it is, same sort of thing. So later on Saturday. So not a lot of wet weather in behind this system, but waiting for that cool air to come in as the high pressure moves in. So here we have Sunday, cooler. We've got no real moisture in the air. Getting into Monday, starts to warm up again. Might be a slight risk of something coming in. 1 model, 2 model. Let's move into Tuesday. There's so 2 models. We don't get the 4th, but we've got 3 there. So it's either late Monday or on Tuesday when that comes in, and one of the models doesn't like it at all. Let's head over into the west, where I hope you like sunshine. I hope you like 0 millimeters, because that is the outlook the whole way through. Let's look at temperatures. 28 today, 32 Saturday, 35 Sunday, and then back down to 30s there, heating up again on Wednesday, and there might be something coming through at the end of next week. So Perth and the southwest still missing out because the weather pattern doesn't allow all of that moisture that is just to the north to travel right in here and actually turn that into rain. So they're on the dry side in through there. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy your weekend. I will see you next week. I think I've got 2 more updates to come for the rest of the year, and then back again in January.